This new aid package includes a new drone system, one that was developed by the Air Force specifically for Ukraine's military needs. Let's get to the Pentagon now. CNN's Barbara Starr has even more for us. Barbara, tell us some.
John, as you look at the list that the White House and the Pentagon advertised, you can begin to see some clues about how this battle in the East is going to shape up. The towed howitzers, for example, designed to give the Ukrainians, I think fair to say, maximum mobility. They tow the howitzer, they fire, they can move it out of Russian eyes and ears very quickly so the Russians can't find them and target them. With these new UAVs, this is something called Phoenix Ghost. We have not heard about this weapon until today. The Pentagon saying it was developed by the U.S. Air Force for Ukrainians' specific needs in this area. Similar to the Switchblade drone that they are sending, this means it is a drone, classified project because they're not telling us what it is, but possibly has both anti-tank, anti-personnel capabilities developed by the U.S. Air Force, again, for specific Ukrainian needs. And I emphasize this because when we looked up the company that the Pentagon said was developing this drone for Ukraine, it is a U.S. contractor that does work for U.S. Special Operations, specifically for covert U.S. Special Operations units. This may now be the second classified weapon system the U.S. is giving Ukraine. You'll recall a couple of weeks ago, discussion about an unmanned boat that they were giving to Ukraine for their maritime needs. We have not heard anything about the specifics of that either. The Pentagon saying they simply, for security reasons, can't disclose any details about either of these systems. So it becomes very interesting. Ukraine has potentially 2 classified U.S. weapon systems now joining its inventory. John?
And it begins again. Hell rains down. A dozen people are hiding in the basement of a bombed-out theater in the town of Rubizhny. Let it stop, O Lord, he says. Now there's incoming. A white flag hangs outside, to no effect. The theater above has been bombed and bombed again and again. Yet they stay. Too poor, too old, too frightened to flee. Nina, 89 years old, has been here for 5 weeks. I want to go home, she says. I've suffered too much. I've seen the fire and the smoke. I've seen it all. I'm scared. Nina's plea, simple.
Помогите, помогите.
Help us, help us. Her daughter, Lyudmila, struggles to comfort her. We're praying to God to stop it, she says, to hear us. Ina says, I have nowhere to go. I have no friends, no relatives. With the shelling intensifying, volunteers are finding it hard to deliver food. As Russian and Ukrainian forces fight for control of Rubizhny, there are people down there praying as hell rains down. Ben Wiedemann, CNN, Rubizhny, Ukraine.